What's up, guys? This is Yas from Gun Gamers, and today I want to talk about a subject that I'm sure has been talked about before, but I want to do it in a bit of a different way than maybe you've ever heard it. And I want to basically give a PSA about why you need to be careful what kind of protective equipment you're buying to trust on the airsoft field. Now, I already know that everyone's going to comment on this video and say, well, I've had no problems with X, Y, or Z clone of whatever you've talked about or whatever thing you dissed, yada, yada, yada. Bear in mind that this video is not about talking about those items for like comfort of wear or for certain uses. I'm talking purely about like safety ratings of various items that you're buying to use on the airsoft field and how you need to keep that in mind when you're buying those items and you're actually hoping to get the safety protection benefit out of those items. So let's say you're buying a helmet. If you just plan on using that helmet as part of your, BB Wars prom dress, which is what all of our loadouts are basically, that's fine. You don't have to worry about whether or not that thing meets the state of California's impact protection rating for bicycle helmets, or whether or not it meets the ACH standard for helmets. But if you're actually buying a helmet and you're thinking, oh, I might do some rappelling at an upcoming op, or I might be going in a helicopter at a milsim game, then you want to seriously consider those things, because now you're asking your helmet to actually perform its intended function in an emergency situation. And if you're buying a piece of protective equipment with the intention of it actually functioning as protective equipment, then you need to bear in mind that you should be buying protective equipment, not airsoft costume items. The most obvious of these, of course, I'm going to go over eye protection. It's not like we don't hammer on this constantly, but eye protection, obviously. I always recommend to people that you buy ANSI Z87 Plus rated goggles at the minimum. The mil standard rating, which is a bunch of numbers I can't remember off the top of my head right now, I'll put it in here. That rating is actually even better. That is a higher impact rating and frankly is safer if you can find it. Now, a lot of goggles like ESS, Oakley, they will actually have the mil standard rating, but ANSI Z87 Plus is perfect. Always, always, always buy goggles that have actually passed the Z87 Plus certification, and make sure you can find it stamped somewhere on the goggle, in the literature, on the website, and make sure that you do your due diligence before settling on a pair of goggles that, hey, these actually are certified and you will be able to answer to somebody if they fail. So that's something to keep in mind. I don't mean to add to, the litigious nature of our society, but if your pair of ESS goggles fails to stop a BB and you lose an eye, well, a BB is well within the impact rating that they were supposed to stop. So if a BB goes through this lens, hey, you can sue ESS and at least maybe get some money out of your busted up eye. If your, no-name China brand goggles you got off eBay fail you, what are you gonna do? Go after the guys in China who made it? You don't even know who made it. But it probably won't get to that point because again, ESS has to answer to that ratings board. ESS has their quality control. And I'm not even just, being an elitist and saying you have to buy some top tier brand. Pyramex, 3M, all kinds of cheap brands offer industrial grade eye protection. And there's a reason that you would buy those. This is part of the reason I don't ever advocate for mesh eye protection, because almost no mesh, in fact, I don't think any mesh ever is actually Z87 Plus impact rated. Why? They wouldn't give it that rating. All right, so now that I've sufficiently nerded out about eye protection, which again, you knew I would, let's talk about some other types of protection that you really don't want to just buy the cheapest of if you're actually, again, expecting it to have real protective quality. And that, again, brings us back to helmets. If you buy a helmet and are hoping for it to actually protect your head during a severe impact, buy a helmet that is rated for severe impact. Now, a Team Wendy helmet is obviously a choice that, these guys do a lot of really hard testing for their helmets, and they are meant to meet the ACH standard. OpsCore, same thing, MTech, but you'll notice that all those are very expensive. So I know that's a big reason why a lot of people don't spend a lot of money on helmets, because you get into these options and they cost a lot of money, 200 plus. But there is an option that is cheaper that a lot of people seem to overlook. ProTech helmets. ProTech helmets exist. And before you start saying that ProTech helmets aren't Milsim or Operator, I raise you Black Hawk down. Your argument is invalid. Anyway, but you can get a ProTech helmet, and those you can get for like $50 to $100 depending on options. And they actually issue ProTech helmets in buds and in various parachute programs for training for the military. So there's a reason that the military uses them, because ProTech has done an extensive history of testing on their helmets, an extensive history of good design, and they are actually rated to meet certain certifications for impact. And you can read all about that on their website and on various other websites about protective equipment. So if you're buying a helmet and you actually want it to protect your head during a severe impact, then go with something that is rated and designed to protect your head, not just designed to look like something that protects your head. Now, I know some people personally who have been wearing replica helmets and have taken bumps on the head, and they've been okay and no ill effects. I'm not saying that replica helmets are worthless. I would absolutely say that a replica helmet is better than nothing. So if you're not expecting to come into a situation where you might need something that's really going to protect you from a severe impact, then maybe a replica helmet is fine. But it's no better than like those bump caps that you see in some industrial settings. They're really more meant for like scratch and light impact protection. There's absolutely no guarantee that they're going to, prevent a concussion or something like that. They just aren't designed and built for that. They're designed and built to be cheap and to meet a certain look. Their padding is not the same. The integrity of their helmet is not the same. The weight distribution may not be the same. There's a lot of factors that go into protecting your noggin that these, Chinese replica helmets often don't quite imitate. And that's why you never see them in use by real military people, because they're not going to use them. They just can't afford to take that kind of chance. And if you are actually buying a helmet that you want to actually protect you in an actual emergency, then I would strongly advise not trusting a replica helmet with that. Again, better than nothing. For 99% of BB warriors, probably fine, but consider upgrading if you're actually rappelling or going in a helicopter or anything like that. Then we get into pads and knee pads specifically. Now, these actually, as far as I know, don't really have too many ratings and standards associated with them. There's actually not that much that goes into knee pads, but I'm gonna go off on a tangent of why are there clones of the Hatch X-Tac knee pads? They're $30. You can find them for 30 bucks. You're gonna save $10 on knee pads by buying someone else's knee pad? I've handled clone Hatch X-Tac knee pads that are nowhere near as good as the real deal. They don't have the same quality of neoprene. They don't have the same quality of padding in here. They're not as comfortable. They don't stretch as well. The stupid straps break off. I've had these things for coming up on 3 years, and they've been amazing for all 3 of those years. So why are you buying clone knee pads when options like the Hatch X-Tacs exist for $30? And these guys have a reputation to uphold. These guys answer to the people that are buying them because they make them, again, for real military applications. So if you're actually trying to protect your knees with a set of knee pads, why not just spend the money on decent knee pads? And I know there's a whole bunch of other options people like even better than the Hatch X-Tacs. A lot of those will get higher up in price. But if you're buying knee pads and you want to protect your knees, buy good knee pads, because if they're comfortable and well-made and durable, you'll actually wear them. And then you'll have the protection on your knees when you need it. And that's why I wear knee pads, man. I got those busted knees, old man knees, 26-year-old E-House with 46-year-old knees. The final thing I want to go over, although by no means the final consideration for all of this, is ear protection. Now, it's funny because I'm holding these Opsman M32 Earmore sets, but these are actually rated for noise reduction. These are rated at, I believe, 22 or 24 decibel reduction in loud noises. And they actually cut off appropriately when you're using them at a real shooting range, because these are designed to be real gunshot ear protection. They are meant to protect your ears from the sound of gunshots. They are actually designed for that. Unlike something like the Z-Tac or Element headsets that are the ComTac look, but do they reduce decibels? Do they actually seal properly with your ears? Do they actually protect your ears? Who knows? So if you're trying to buy ear protection for use at, I'm going to throw out this example because they're the most prominent blank fire users in the North American region, Milsim West. If you're at a Milsim West game and there's blank fire going off and you're actually hoping to protect your ears, maybe don't count on your Z-Tac ComTacs, because who knows if those are actually working for you. And if you run right by someone who's got blanks going off, you might still end up with some ringing ears. Now, these are not the best choice for that. I mean, if you get real ComTacs, or if you get a set of real Peltor ear protection or Walkers or Howard Lights, you can get those for a variety of prices, anywhere from like $50 to $200 for any of the options I mentioned. And all of those are solid options. I'm not gonna tell you not to get any of them. These are what I would consider like the base that would be acceptable. Or buy earplugs. Buy good industrial earplugs and use those, or buy shooting earplugs and use those, because those again are actually meant to reduce the sound of gunshots or ambient noise, and they will actually protect your hearing. Don't count on cheap Chinese crap, because you know what? I am going to come out and just call the ComTac clones out there. Most of those are just garbage. I have yet to have good luck with any of them. I've yet to have any friends who've had good luck with any of them for an extended period of time. I don't recommend them at all for communications use even. Maybe if you're just counting on them to look the part and you're just building a cosplay and you don't want to use them for comms or ear protection, but I don't know. That's a lot of money to spend for that. I would rather just buy something that actually works. And I've had good luck with these. I know some people haven't. I know they're a bit controversial. I've had good luck with these, so as long as I continue to have good luck, I will say that I'm gonna use them. And of course, Garrett's had good luck with these. Multiple people on our team have had good luck with these. So we've got a pretty decent sample size to say that these are probably good to go. All right, guys, so that is gonna do it for this PSA educational rant. I haven't done one of these educational rants in a while, have I? Well, here's one now. But that's gonna do it for this, and hopefully you found this informative and helpful, maybe even a little bit entertaining. If you would like to be notified when we put up new videos, hit that subscribe button if you feel so inclined. If you liked the video, leave a like. If you disliked the video, leave a dislike. Frankly, I don't care. If you feel like buying a t-shirt to support the channel, we did just launch a TeeSpring. So you can go down to the link in the description below and buy yourself some sweet Gun Gamers apparel. Unfortunately, we do not sell Robo Murray design t-shirts. Robo Murray sells those. I mean, definitely buy his stuff too. He has some kick-ass designs, hence why I wear them all the time. But anyway, that'll do it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. And once again, this was eHouse, signing off. Peace.
Thank you for watching this video from Gun Gamers. We hope you enjoyed watching it as much as we enjoyed making it. If you want to see more content from us, hit that subscribe button. And if you want to help support the channel, be sure to click the link below to buy a patch. Praise Judy.